streets were easier to walk on, if the streets were easier to bike on, you wouldn't have to mess with traffic so much. Would you be more apt to walk to work or bike to work?
Well, absolutely. I generally take the bus to work as it is.
I bike to work every day.
But, yeah.
And we were just talking, like, I'm scared to ride my bike.
Have you seen things like that in other cities?
Yeah,
that you know?
Yeah, Portland knows what's going on.
On their, like, the lights for the cars, this would have another green light under it that had a bike symbol on it, and that just means bikes go.
I think sidewalks are convenient, but downtown areas, too many people on feet. I busted a tire a few years ago dodging somebody walking, so I rather ride the streets.
So what do you see in the long run results of this?
Well, hopefully people will see they don't have to drive everywhere, that, you know, if they are close, that it's nice to get out and, you know, to walk around and not have to kind of pile into a car, even drive one person around.
Our cities and towns grew because of access by pedestrian traffic. People had the ability to walk all over their community by foot because that's about all they could do. Bicycles then were introduced. Of course, horses were around for many years. But then when the automobile was introduced, we all spread out. And we lost touch of what made our communities great to begin with.
Communities are really starting to change that idea of what a street is, and that they are truly public spaces that are available for all users. Complete street is an idea that communities all across Indiana are starting to embrace. It's the idea where streets are designed, planned, and constructed with all users in mind.
That doesn't only include cars and trucks, as we're all familiar with, but also bicycles and pedestrians as well. And in heavily urbanized areas, you're also talking about mass transit options. A complete street helps pedestrians and bicyclists feel comfortable, and a major element of that as well are sidewalks that are wide enough to provide that comfort. Right here in the downtown area of Valparaiso, we have an excellent sidewalk example, and as you can see, it provides comfort, it provides amenities, and it also provides some opportunities for people to sell their wares too. Nearly all trips can be accomplished simply by bicycle and pedestrian means. It is just making sure that the safe accommodations are there for people to use those means.
Communities all across Indiana are trying to increase the quality of life to retain and draw citizens to their communities by increasing safety, by providing ways to get people out and moving. These are the things that people are starting to demand in their communities. And a complete street is really a way to meet those needs along these public rights-of-way for roads.
This is an outstanding example of what's called a road diet. And at one point this was a 4-lane roadway, and it wasn't really designed correctly for the amount of traffic on this road. So what the city officials did is they turned it into a 3-lane road section, 1 lane going either way and a turning lane in the middle, and they installed a bike lane on either side. This is a perfect example of a complete street retrofit.
It's been proven that by adding a mix of pedestrians, cyclists, motorists, and transit, it has a calming effect on roadway. It will decrease speeds while not decreasing the volume, so you can get just as many cars through there, but they may go a little slower, which is really safer for all users.
What we have here might look kind of insignificant, but it's a real huge element of complete streets, and it's simply a bike rack.
Commercial businesses many times are the biggest advocates for this idea because it can give people access to their business.
The reason that we have these squares, these old town squares here in Indiana, that many of them are still viable, is because people can walk to these different businesses. They can ride their bikes safely into these areas.
It also can provide amenities such as landscaping and lighting and all those things that go along with a complete street to make it user-friendly can be an attraction to their business.
It has been said that it isn't the money but the will of a community that really drives these projects. If the elected officials, if the citizens in the town want it, it'll happen.